Hello, testing. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I took a 2-year hiatus, but I'm officially back in business and I'm very excited to be here. I've been wanting to film for a while and I think I've just been processing what I wanted to talk about on my channel and what I wanted to use this space for. To be honest, I think today is just going to be a kind of general catch up because it's been a long time since I made a video and a lot of you probably don't even know who I am. To give you a brief introduction, my name is Jasmine. My artist name is Jasmine SOPHIA and I am living in London. I'm an artist, singer, songwriter, designer, creative, model. I'm a Capricorn. I have alopecia, which if you don't know is a hair loss condition. So I most of the time wear wigs or just don't wear wigs at all. But especially in the winter time, I am more inclined to be wearing wigs. Yeah, that's kind of like a very quick introduction to me. So I'm actually really excited to be doing this again because I've been fantasizing about making content for ages and I think just like wasn't sure what exactly I wanted to make content about. And I still don't think I'm 100% sure, but I just have this feeling that I really want to share more of myself with you guys. I think I have a lot of thoughts that go on in my head that I don't really put out into the world, and I would like to do that. So this could be a really cool way to start doing that. So 2024 has been kind of a strange start for me so far. Not what I expected, because after about 2 weeks into the new year, I caught this horrendous flu, which has had me literally knocked out for like the last 2 weeks. That was kind of a blur. I'm someone that really loves to be productive, thrives on productivity and feeling like I'm working towards my goals, and having to just kind of do nothing and not really having the energy to create or really work properly for 2 weeks was really tough for me. So I had a lot of time to think, and in that time, when I wasn't kind of scrolling mindlessly on social media, which I'll admit that I did a fair amount of, I was thinking and writing and dreaming, I guess, about what I want my life to look like at this point in time. I think I've just been craving sharing content and sharing more of myself with you guys and with the world. So thank you for being here. I want to talk a little bit about my relationship with productivity, because I feel like a lot of people feel this way. And I think I've probably touched on this before, but it's still very relevant to my experience and my life. So I feel like I have this mental block where if I don't get up at 6 o'clock or 6:30 and start my day, if I have a lie-in, then that means it's going to be a bad day. Like that automatically means that I've failed and nothing good can possibly be achieved in the next 24 hours. I've got to wait until the next day and try again when I wake up. Like intrinsically, I know that this is such a dumb way of looking at things because there is so many hours in the day. And even if I woke up late, it doesn't mean that I can't still achieve something great with the rest of my day. Do you know what I mean? But for some reason, I can't get myself out of that funk. And I think I've gotten kind of superstitious about it where, yeah, I kind of have to wake up early to feel like I'm going to have a good day. So I think one of my 2024 goals is kind of going to be to sort of let go of some of the structures that I have in my mind, or like some of the rigidity, I think that's the word, that I have around what productivity has to look like. And I also think as a creative, we need a certain amount of fluidity and spontaneity to be able to actually tap into our potential. And like when you feel inspired, to actually be able to like, okay, sense that I'm feeling inspired and then go and like work intensely on something for a while and then maybe rest and just do nothing for like the rest of the day. Do you know what I mean? Probably doesn't make any sense if you're not creative. You're probably like, that's just such a like illogical approach. And I think the reason I struggle so much with being an artist is because my brain thinks in two ways. I feel like a lot of people are kind of either super logical and love structure and like love being productive and having a routine, and maybe they're like more leaning towards a corporate kind of job and life. And then I think a lot of people in the creative world live in a much more fluid way. Sometimes, you know, creatives, artists will just like do nothing for weeks and then stay up all night working intensely on things for like 5 days and get the task done. That's just never been me. So I feel like I've got a logical brain and the soul of an artist. But then again, that might also just be to do with the fact that I'm a Capricorn. So who knows? But I'm trying to be okay with who I am. I'm learning to accept myself and also to try and give myself a bit more grace when it comes to what I've achieved in a day. I don't think I ever give myself credit for any of the work that I do or how much I'm actually achieving. I think my focus is always sort of on what I haven't done. This kind of feels like a therapy session. 2024, okay, let's talk about this year. So I think 2024 is going to be a year of play, exploration, and unpredicted success. That's what I'm feeling for this year, is all the fruits, all the hard work that we've been putting in, somehow going to bear fruit this year, and it might not be in the ways that we expect. And I think something that I'm feeling is that I want to have a really open mind and heart to all and any opportunities that come my way and also that interest me. If there's something that I feel excited about or like passionate about, I want to chase it and try it and do it, regardless of whether it fits into the image that I had in my mind of what this year or my career was going to look like. I like to make sense and plan things so much, but I don't always think that it's helpful. And why do we assume that we have all the answers? Like, the universe is literally so much more intelligent than us. And I think I just want to have a bit more faith, guys. I want to have a bit more faith in the universe that it's going to put me on the track I'm supposed to be on if I just listen to my gut. And I think I've always had a really kind of quite strong gut instinct on things like people, situations, places that have been wrong for me. I think I can sense it, and I'm quite good about taking action on that. But I think when it comes to my career, I've been very tunnel vision for a few years now on music, and that's been a great thing because it means I've invested a lot of time and energy into developing myself as an artist and teaching myself music production and kind of figuring out my sound and just feeling like I'm equipped with the knowledge to be able to create all by myself has become such an empowering thing. But I also think I have mentally blocked off a lot of other doors that I'm interested in as a kind of creative, multifaceted human being. Like, before I ever even started doing music, I loved painting, drawing, acting, design, video. So I think it's time to bring all those things back into my creative outlets this year. And this is very much the start of that. So I'm super excited to be here. Let's talk about 2024 and what is in store with the rhymes. Let's do ins and outs. This is going to be fun. Let's talk about outs first. So the two big things that I wrote down for 2024 outs are self-sabotage and self-doubt. And I am a massive overthinker, I will confess. I overthink / just think pretty much 24/7. I think I always have. And it's a burden on my life. It's something that I wish I didn't have, and I'm really trying to get rid of it this year. So self-sabotage in terms of thinking toxically about myself, having negative thoughts about myself, criticizing myself, whether that's my appearance or my productivity, where I am in life, that's all got to go this year. Comparison, there we go. There's another out for this year. I think social media is a big culprit of this, and probably one of the main reasons why we all fall victim to comparison so often, me especially. I think some of my favorite people in the world are the ones that embody themselves and who they are 100%. They're just so intensely themselves that it becomes inspiring and you can't help but love them for it, even if they're crazy and weird. Like, I find that so attractive in other people. And yeah, I think I just want to stop comparing where I'm at to where other people are at in their lives right now. Like, at this time, like in your 20s, I think it's a very strange time because people are at very different stages in their journeys and in their careers. And it's very easy to look at other people that are maybe the same age as you or like in your friendship group and think that they're doing better than you, or like putting yourself down because you're not where they are and maybe you're not where you thought you'd be by this age. But I think we also have to remember that everyone's journey to this point has been so unique. We've all had very different obstacles and starting points and experiences, and that's all kind of contributed to us being where we are right now. I know that I definitely imagined I would be somewhere different than I am right now when I was younger. Like, I think I always thought I would kind of have my life figured out by this age, only to get here and now realize that actually I really don't have anything figured out, and I'm like figuring it out every single day. And it sort of feels like I will be doing that for the rest of my life. But maybe that is just the reality of being an adult. And maybe when we're kids, we think that adults have it figured out, but really no one does. And some people pretend to, but I think there is an aspect of that, like, we're all constantly trying to figure it out. And I'm kind of at a point now where I'm like, maybe I don't want to have it figured out, because I think if I thought I had life figured out, then what would be the point in living it? Do you know what I mean? Isn't the whole fun of this life experience and journey the fact that we don't know what's going to happen, the fact that we are on an exploration and it's unpredictable and there's surprises, good and bad, like the highs and lows? I think it's all part of our story and our ride. And there is somewhere like deep inside me that knows when I finally make it with my career in 20 years or something, when I look back, I'll be so glad that things worked out the way they did. Like, I know that everything's happening that is happening right now is for a reason. All of my outs are actually kind of related. So the next out is ignoring my gut. I think there have been times when I've had friends in my life or acquaintances, and I've had a gut feeling that something wasn't right there and that something wasn't gonna work, or like I just might leave after spending time with that person, leave feeling really drained and not necessarily have a reason why other than that gut feeling. And I think being unable to rationalize it with my mind and logical explanation meant that I sort of have dismissed those feelings in the past. And every time I've done that, guys, like, my gut's proven me right. Like, those people were not for me. So 2024 is time to listen to the gut. I don't want to question it anymore. Like, I'm not going to question it anymore. If I spend time with someone and I think that they seem lovely and I still leave feeling drained, that's okay. Like, that's just not my person. And the final thing on my out list, which I think is a perfect representation of why I'm here today, is boxes, labels, and categories. I am done with trying to fit into any one box. Like, honestly, I think I've tried to fit into the artist musician box for a good few years now, and realized that I'm just like pouring out of the edges, and like sometimes it's not the box that I want to be in. A lot of the times it is the box that I want to be in, but I think there's also other boxes I want to be in. So we're breaking up the boxes this year, guys, and we're just doing everything in 2024. Don't feel like you have to just do one thing or be one thing. And don't feel like you have to explain yourself either, because I read something a while back and it said, like, if you're on a unique journey that no one's taken before, then of course it's going to be hard, because there is no mapped out route for you to take. You're literally figuring out the route one step at a time. There's no kind of guidelines or footsteps for you to follow, because you're mapping out a journey that no one's taken before. And that's really how I'm feeling like in life right now. I think I've tried to like follow blueprints, or I've let people's own opinions of what I should do impact on my behaviors and what I feel like I need to be doing, even if it doesn't feel like something I want to be doing. And it doesn't seem to be working for me. And I think it's time to do everything and do whatever I want, and let's just play that game for a bit and see what happens. Okay, so those are my outs. And I think they all tie very nicely into the theme of we're not paying attention to other people's opinions of us anymore. We're not listening to outside voices. We're not going to negatively criticize ourselves and judge ourselves in comparison to others or put ourselves down. Like, all of that is a waste of time and we're done with it. So, time for the ins. So the first in is discipline. This is, a big one, I think, for me this year. I started the year with some very intense goal planning, timeline structuring, and I think I want to be really disciplined about what I'm spending my time on this year. So I want to really commit all of my time pretty much to manifesting and building my dream life. So that means working towards my goals, developing my passions, and just investing my time consciously into the things that matter to me. I want to be really disciplined, and I want to be waking up when my alarm first goes off. And last year things got pretty rocky with this. I was hitting that snooze button a lot. And I would always get so frustrated after I'd done it. You know, when you first wake up, I don't think your rational brain is actually with you in that moment, and the comfort of bed, especially in the winter, is just irresistible. But I will resist it in 2024. The next in is goal tracking. So I think I'm quite good at setting goals in general, but I don't know whether I'm so good at like tracking my progress and checking in to see how I'm doing like throughout the year. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll always set my goals like at the beginning of the year, but then I don't think I ever really look at that piece of paper again until maybe a year later to see if I actually did those things. And this year I think I want to be more intentional about checking in and seeing if I'm on track, and not being mean to myself or beating myself up if I'm not on track, but like checking myself and figuring out what I need to change to get on track. Do you know what I mean? Romanticizing the day. I think this is something I want to do this year, is just kind of find more beauty in the small, still moments of life, whether that's drinking my coffee or going for a walk or appreciating the feeling of the sun shining on my skin, or, you know, a call with my family, reading my book, just like the small, simple, mundane moments of life. And I think romanticizing them is such a great way to bring yourself back to the present moment, and like just have more appreciation. I think there's so much beauty in these moments that we don't always see or feel unless we actually make the effort. So this year I want to really take time to be grateful for all these small little moments in life. Okay, my next in for 2024 is self-expression. So self-expression through creativity, through art, through any kind of outlet that feels good in that moment. I want to be way more free with my self-expression this year, which is why I'm here with you guys on YouTube. And I think that also has to do with not being in my head or judging myself, and just sharing more of myself. So yeah, self-expression is in. Being in nature is also one of my ins this year. So like, I want to be spending more time outdoors and less time in my room. So whether that's like going for a walk in the park, or it's planning a whole day out somewhere outdoors that's just like a beautiful nature spot, I want to spend way more time grounded and connected to nature, because I think especially when you live in a city, it's really hard to get that kind of grounding without a conscious effort. I mean, I do try and like take a walk to the park pretty much every day, but I don't know. I think it's probably still not enough to actually detox and find real stillness. My other in for 2024 is health. I think I'm reaching an age where health is becoming like a really big priority for me, in terms of like both my mental health and my physical health. So this year I really want to prioritize filling my body with like really healthy, nutritious meals, eating a lot of whole foods and vegetables, cooking my meals. I've always kind of have cooked my own meals, but I think choosing meals that are like more healthy where I can, and just making good decisions for my health. And along with that, I want to be like exercising and working out regularly, not just for the physical benefits, but also for what it does for my mental health. Like, I think so much of my anxiety goes away when I go on a run. It doesn't have to be a big act. It can literally be 10-minute YouTube workout. And I think I actually like realized this during COVID when I wasn't able to go to the gym anymore, because I used to go to the gym all the time. That was like where I would go to work out. And then when COVID happened and all the gyms closed, I didn't have that option. So I got a yoga mat and YouTube became my gym. And I discovered all these amazing like workouts, yoga routines, and all different kind of time lengths and intensities. And now what I kind of do is I just wake up and whatever I'm feeling that day, depending on like how much energy I've got, depending on what time of the month it is, depending on maybe what I did the day before, I will pick something from a playlist. So I've made like a playlist by now of like all my favorite workouts. And there's a lot less pressure in that, I think, because on a day when it feels hard to get to working out, you can say, okay, I'm just going to do 10 minutes. And then that 10 minutes might lead to 20. And like that happens to me quite often where I'll do a short workout and then I'll be craving like really getting into it and really like want to use some energy and, you know, break a sweat and get out of breath. So I'll do something else, or I'll go for a run. That's like my other favorite thing to do. So yeah, taking care of myself and my health is a big priority this year. That also includes like meditation and like having time before I go to bed where I switch off and or try and have time to switch off and like read a book where I'm not looking at a screen. And I'm not perfect at this. I've really fallen out of the routine of it recently, but yeah, I want to get back to that place where I am reading before bed. So yeah, those are my ins and outs for 2024, guys. There's more to add to that list, but some of it I just want to keep private for, you know, whilst I'm working on things. Overall, I'm feeling good about 2024. I think every year seems to be a little bit better than the last. And I've got a feeling that this year is going to be a really, really amazing year. So stay tuned. I think I'm going to wrap this video up here, guys. Let me know if there's anything you want to see from me in the next video. I'm going to be doing some more like vlog style content as well as the sit down videos. I love you so much. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.